Factors to startup failure. If you want to invest in startups that grow, you need to know what are the causes of success, but also how startups are going to avoid failing and going bankrupt. So these are 3 factors. Make sure to listen to the whole of the video, because if you're investing in startups, you need to know what's going to work and what's not going to work. Not everything is going to work, but if you avoid these mistakes and if you understand how a startup can grow and avoid these mistakes, then you can do quite well. Number 1 is funding. What's their path to funding? You know, a company doesn't have to be profitable for many, many years. If you think about Facebook, if you think about Amazon, if you think about Google, they had access to funding. So as long as they can please their funders and there's backing for them, then they're going to grow and they're going to not go bust. As long as they've got access, number 1 is funding. The second is path to growth. What's their path to growth? I already mentioned about finance and funding. Some examples here. If you're investing in a company that's not in an attractive vertical or niche, they might not have the popularity amongst private equity or VC funds or angel investors to back them in future rounds. A lot of them will need growth capital. A lot of startups need growth capital to grow into additional markets, or maybe if there's an unforeseen cost, they need that growth funding. The second factor of path to growth is their path to profitability. At some point, they may not need access to more funds for working capital. They may be able to grow organically from revenue and profitability. And the third factor for factors of startup failure is how do they scale? If they're in the retail space, they probably need to do well in a number of different areas. They need to get listings in retail stores, probably. They need to be able to sell and do well and get scale on Amazon, or maybe direct to consumer on their own website, e-commerce, etc. If they're in software, they need to be able to scale potentially internationally into more and wider audiences. They need to. The other fourth thing, it's not a factor for startup failure, but it might be a factor for success, and that is product expansion. Can they create more products? The company I work for, Meta, started with the web. They were able to expand and go into mobile. They bought Instagram. They bought WhatsApp. They've gone into product expansion. And if you think about Amazon, it started in books and now it sells everything. It's got Amazon Prime. It's got Amazon Fresh. They've expanded. What can your startup expand into? I've invested in over 75 startups and another 20 or so stocks. So nearly 100 companies that I've invested in, and only 4 have gone bankrupt in that time. And I think it's because I'm able to identify the companies that have the highest probability of succeeding by avoiding 3 of these factors of failure. First, funding. Second, can they navigate a path to growth, whether that's getting additional funds from VCs or angel investors, or path to extra revenue and profitability. And 3, can they scale? If you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell notification, because then that bell will alert you to videos potentially about a new rule or new regulation, or maybe a new exciting startup to invest in, or something along those lines. Sorry, I was just grabbing some water because I was getting really hoarse. Anyway, guys, love making these videos. Do this for 0 money. I share my learnings because I want you to increase your earnings. This isn't financial advice. This is just my opinion, and it's from my experience. I call it financial logic, not advice. Anyway, guys, hope you like this video. If you do, help me out. And remember that knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge, and progress is everything. I'll see you guys in the next upcoming video. Take it easy. Bye.